This is probably going to be my last video I'm ever going to post on the internet. Last piece of content you guys will see from me, because I'm going to be quitting content forever. Okay. And the reason why I'm quitting content is because I just don't get a lot of inbounds from it. I can't seem to generate sales. And honestly, like, I just don't even know if me posting content is even helping my business. Because at the end of the day, I still have to do outreach. I still have to rely on all these different strategies and, almost beg people and get people to want to work with me instead of getting people to, be in my DMs and just want to work with me. I don't get inbounds. And I've been posting content for 2 years now. Nothing seems to be working. And I spend all this time editing, researching content, scripting content, and nothing seems to work. And that's ultimately why I'm going to quit. If you haven't realized by now, it's a complete skit. There's no way in hell that I'm quitting content, because 90% of the sales that I make with my coaching business is through content. All right. So a lot of you guys actually feel that way. Like in that first 1 to 2 minute segment, a lot of you guys actually feel that way. And I want to give you guys a very, very raw, like the raw truth behind filming content and why you haven't been able to actually generate inbound leads and generate a ton of sales with your content. Okay. And I've spent thousands, like I said, investing in the content. I have a whole in-house content team and everything. And so I've been doing this for quite a while. I've been actually doing this for 2 years. And the fundamental concept that you need to understand in your content is that you need to actually connect with your audience on a personal level. Okay. Now, to get this point across, I can, spit out all the facts and everything and make sure you guys understand. But I'm going to give you the girlfriend breakup analogy to actually get this point across so that you fully understand it. And it's going to be good. And hopefully you've actually been through this situation before, or you've had a situation where you actually had a girlfriend. And if you don't, then please click off this video. I don't want any bums watching this video. I'm kidding. But yeah, let's just get straight to it. So imagine a scenario where you've been in a relationship with a girl for maybe 2-3 years, and you're contemplating whether or not you should break up with her. Okay. So who's the first person you ask for advice? It's probably going to be your best friend. Now, why do you actually ask your best friend? You ask your best friend probably because he understands your situation, right? He understands you. He's been friends with you for a long time. He understands your personality. Maybe he's even talked to your girlfriend before, so he understands a bit about your girlfriend as well. And he has a lot of context around the entire situation, and you feel like he understands your situation with your girlfriend, right? You feel like he understands it. And that's why you ask your best friend. Now, what if a stranger came up to you and he just told you, what to do? And let's say the stranger came up to you and he was like, yo, I've been married for 10 years. And, I was super, super knowledgeable. Like, this is what you should do. You should break up. You should do this. You should do that. You wouldn't listen to the stranger. Now, it's weird because the stranger was married for 10 years. And technically, the stranger has more credibility and has more experience than your best friend. But you still choose to listen to your best friend. Hope you see where I'm going with this. You choose your best friend because he understands you on a personal level and you trust him. You deeply trust him. Now, the reason he became your best friend in the first place is because he connected with you on a personal level. You guys maybe have the same hobbies. You guys got together some way, some form, in some type of interest, or maybe you share the same values. You share the same hobbies, whatever it is, right? But the point is, you trust your best friend more because he understands your situation more, and you value his understanding of your situation more than the credibility or the expertise of the stranger, because you're assuming that the stranger doesn't know, he doesn't understand your situation. That is the idea behind content. And the reason why content isn't working is because you are a stranger to your audience. You are being that guy that just shoves credibility down your audience's throat, and you're just making them feel as if you have to listen to me, you have to listen to me, and this is why you should listen to me, this is what you should do. That's why you're not generating inbound sales or any inbound leads and generating any sales of content in general. You're always telling them what to do and you're shoving credibility down their throat. And that is the exact problem why content is wrong. And, we've been told by a bunch of guys, Hormozi, a bunch of these content gurus and everything, that it's all about value, value, value. And this analogy with this whole stranger and this whole best friend thing is the perfect way to actually completely break that down. And, maybe you guys think I'm BSing, whatever. And of course, Hormozi is more credible than me, right? But the reason why Hormozi and other guys can get away with just providing value is because they are the top 1% in their niche. They don't have to talk about their values and everything, because it doesn't freaking matter. Not a lot of guys have scaled their portfolio companies up to over $100 million. He can just provide value and his credibility, and because it's so ridiculous what he's been able to do, people don't need to relate to him on a personal level. But you, on the other hand, you don't have expertise like these guys. You don't have it. It's extremely hard to get, and they're telling you what works for them, which is just completely wrong. And that's like, I wanted to film this video because I know a lot of you guys are actually struggling with generating inbound leads, and that is why. You've been focusing on providing too much value-based content and not enough time actually trying to spend to connect with your audience and make them feel understood. Okay? That is the exact reason why. And so a lot of you guys are trying to skip the step of connecting with your audience and then jump straight into changing their beliefs. But just like the stranger did, he didn't build any trust. He didn't try to understand your situation. If the stranger tried to understand your situation, he asked questions and he actually showed that he understood you and he was in the same situation before, and then he gave you advice, you'd be much more open to actually listening to him and seeing what he has to say. But because he just said his credibility and he just told you what to do, you're like, bro, get away from me. That is exactly what you guys are doing with your clients and your audience. Exactly what you guys are doing. So you cannot skip the steps. What you need to do in your content is you need to make your clients, not your clients, your audience actually feel understood. And you need to make them realize that you've been in their situation before, and you need to talk about your story and get them to trust you as a person. Because if they don't trust you as a person, if you're still a stranger to them, and most of you are, then whatever you say, no matter how good you are, no matter how much credibility you have, and how much it makes sense, they'll only take it with a grain of salt because you haven't taken the time to understand them. Take the time to understand them, and then you can shift their beliefs. That's how content works. And so a lot of you just share value-based content and don't spend enough time doing the content that needs to be done, which is connecting and showing your audience and showing your personality and being raw, being authentic, being genuine. You guys are all strangers, and that's why you get no inbounds. So once you actually get past the first part, which is actually connecting, now they're actually more receptive. They're more open to actually hearing about your advice, everything like that. Then you actually go on to talking to them about how they should actually go about, achieving this goal. That's when they'll actually listen. Okay. Now the key here, and I see a lot of coaches make this mistake. The key here is you do not post how-to content. You do not post actionable tips and tricks and all that gay shit. All right. Do not post all that stuff, because what that's going to do is it's going to basically make you blend in with the rest of the other competitors that's telling them what to do. And instead, I want you to post content that teaches them how to think. How to think. Not how to do, how to think. Okay? And the reason why is because how-to content just gives them tutorials and step-by-step trainings and step-by-step action items, and you just give them a to-do list with this type of content. But if you teach them how to think, they're going to look at things differently, and they're going to believe in your way, in your mechanism, and then you'll sell the implementation. I've spent the last, however long I've been posting content, experimenting with what works and what generates the most inbound leads and what generates the most sales. What type of leads does this type of content attract? What type of leads does this other type of content attract? And I found that when you post how-to content videos, you only attract brokies that just want free stuff. And, they just do it, and then they say, yo, thanks for the value. I'm sure you guys have had comments where you spend a ton of time on this video, you give them a ton of value, and they just say thank you. It's like, oh, this is so valuable. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. But then they never end up buying. Why? Because you gave them a to-do list. If you want to generate sales and you want to generate people that actually come to you and want to work with you and pay you money, change the way they think. Don't tell them what to do. Change the way they think and get them to believe in your mechanism and in your process to get them from point A to point B. And that's how you generate sales. So look at this video, right? This video is a perfect example of changing the way you think. You could say the title is clickbait, but I still got you. You're still watching this video, so you're still getting value out of it. But this video could have easily been a video about me breaking down my exact step-by-step content process and my entire content system and how to script content and how to find viral ideas and how to create ideas that, sell or whatever. It could have been a video on that. And I could have gone through step by step. But I chose not to. And the reason why I chose not to is because changing the way you think is much more influential than a how-to video. And changing the way you think is going to get you to believe in my process and the way that I want to scale up and the way that I want to post content. Because I want to be the raw, authentic version of myself. I want to be the raw, Pause. I want to be the raw version of me. You know, I don't want to be a fluffed down version and, you know, have everything fake and everything. I just want to be extremely raw. So if there's one thing that I want you to take away from this video, change the way they think in your content. Change the way your audience thinks. And get them to believe in your mechanism, not just giving them the step-by-step solution or whatever. Like, I could give you guys a step-by-step implementation of my entire content system. But why would I do that? I've spent 2 years doing that. You know, I'd rather change the way you think and I put my content system behind a Stripe payment link, bro. Like, you're not getting it unless you're paying me. You know, I spent too long. I spent too much money. I spent too much damn time trying to perfect this whole content thing. And I want to change the way that you think so that you believe in my process and then eventually you become a client. Like, that's the whole point of me filming YouTube videos. I'm going to be transparent. Like, yeah, I'm Mr. Nice Guy. I post YouTube videos for free and all that. But the reality is I want to build enough trust with you so that you believe in my mechanism and in my process, and you want to work with me as an individual to get you from point A to point B. I spent thousands of dollars to learn everything that I know, not to give it away for free, but to change the way that you think so that eventually you're warm enough to actually want to work with me on a personal level and get one-on-one support and everything. That's the reality of every YouTube guru online. And, you know, I'm the only one that's saying it because I'm being raw with you guys. Bro, why am I keep on saying the word raw? Anyways, that's just what I want to go through in this video. And hopefully you guys fully understand why you're lacking. So let's recap. You need to connect with your audience on a personal level. Get them to understand you. Get them to fall in love with your story. Get them to fall in love with your vision, your values, and actually show personality in your videos. Don't be another person that just gives only tips and tricks online and goes over surface level content. And also, don't be that guy that just hides behind the camera and only shares value. Be that person that connects with your audience. Be that person that shows a personality. Show what you're doing outside. Show your hobbies. Show your values. You know? And get them to open up and get them to feel understood. And then you want to film content to teach them how to think. Not how-to content, not how to do XYZ, but how to think. And change the perspective so that their thinking and their beliefs align with your beliefs so that they actually invest in you as a coach and work with you and give you their money. That's how this entire content system works. Okay? Do not overcomplicate it. Focus on connecting and then change the way they think, and then you will get a ton of sales. That's how content works, and that's how it should be. Do not be fake. Do not, you know, try to put on a fake persona and just try to get clients. Just be your true self. Be genuine. Be real. Literally be real, you know, and connect with your followers. Actually show that you understand them. Change your beliefs. And that's all you got to do to get tons of inbounds coming to you every single day. And that's how I basically generate 90% of my sales, through my content. Okay? Hope you guys found this valuable. If you want more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. Check out my other